Hello, this is a Youth Spin from Youth Booth. Today we are doing What Are You Grateful For?
I'm grateful for chapstick, specifically Vaseline. That's my favorite chapstick. I have tried a lot of chapsticks in my lifetime. I have a bit of an obsession, and so far my favorite is the Vaseline Lip Therapy chapstick. I own like 50,000 chapsticks though, and I love them. I love chapstick.
So for context, winter has just arrived recently, so that is definitely a thing to be grateful for.
I am grateful that it is cold. Not cold, but a little bit chilly. I think that that's really nice. I feel like this season is matching the weather correctly, and that's something that I always appreciate.
I definitely agree with that. I love the weather. I can wear sweaters. I can wear multiple layers, which is just so much more comfortable. Last night, I'm very grateful for the sleep I had. It was literally the best sleep of my life because it was super cold. So I had like 5 blankets on, and it was so nice. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. It was so warm. It was so comfortable.
I'd say I'm pretty thankful for... I had something this time, though, but I forgot it because I got distracted thinking about rats. So, you know what? Let's go with that. I'm pretty thankful for rats. I love those little guys.
Oh, this is just going back to the weather thing. I was thinking the other day I had a conversation with my friend about how, I think it's just part of the Texas experience to always complain about the weather. Because when it was hot out, I hated the weather. But now I'm I just want to put on shorts and a t-shirt and not have to, think about getting dressed. Because normally, I don't know, in the winter I always I'll wear my jeans and a cute sweater. I've worn PJ pants every day for a month now, and I just want to wear shorts and a t-shirt again. Also, I like rats now, but I think the rats of the Black Plague kind of sucked, I wasn't a big fan of them. But it was an excuse to own a rat terrier or a Jack Russell Terrier, and they're my favorite rat dogs. I'm also thankful for all dogs. I love dogs.
I'm grateful for humans inventing good clothes, because for reference, recently here in good old Texas, it got cold, which it never does, but now it's actually kind of chilly outside and we have to layer up. So I'm grateful that people actually invented the ability to not freeze to death, and we have good clothes. That's big brain prehistoric human hours.
I'm really grateful. This isn't a seasonal thing or something specific, but I'm really grateful for music streaming services, or the ability to not have to buy everything physically. So I can find such hit indie gems such as Miracle Musical, Hawaii Part 2.
Okay, this is a little bit off topic now, but let me just say it was not the rats who spread the bubonic plague. It was the fleas on the rats. You guys need to stop blaming the rats. It is not their fault that the fleas were carrying the plague, okay? Justice for the rats. That's all.
And not even that. It wasn't even the fleas' fault. It was the plague on the fleas.
First of all, I would like to apologize to everybody who is born in the 1600s and offended by my previous statements on the plague. If you had friends who died during the plague, I'm sorry. Second of all, yeah, it wasn't the rats' fault. They weren't going around oh, it's plague time to get this plague to as many people as possible. No one told them to do that. They were forced to do it. They didn't have a good time with the plague. The rats probably died from the plague too.
I'm thankful for my brother who's coming home next week, and I haven't seen him in 4 weeks. And I'm glad he's coming home for Christmas, because I'm grateful for Christmas. I'm grateful for Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful that I get to get together with my Thanksgiving, and only some of my family is in jail this year for Thanksgiving. So I get to have most of my family except the ones in jail.
I can't see my family, but I'm glad you can see yours.
I I cannot believe I forgot to mention this. This is what I'm the most grateful for. Yesterday, I survived the Hunger Games, the Great War. I got Taylor Swift tickets. It was a stressful day. I was nauseous like all day. I was crying. I was so obsessed with this. I was really like working really hard, and I got them. And like, I'm very, very grateful that like it worked out that way for me, because I know that it didn't for a lot of people.
I was like waiting this whole time for Scarlett to say Taylor Swift. I thought it was going to be the first thing you said. But I am grateful for live music too. Especially I saw The Garden in concert and they were so good. And I did my clown makeup and it was amazing. And everyone was in their clown makeup and it was a really good concert. Machine Girl opened. That was also really good. It was a really fun concert, except for it was like the night that it got cold, like the day before, it was like 80 degrees outside, if not hotter. And then, so I was like planning on wearing like pants and a tank top. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be so hot because like there's like mosh pits and I'm going to be way too hot. But then when I was like standing in the line to get in, I was freezing to death. But I'm thankful that I got in. And then it was hot when I got in there, so it was okay.
I'm also grateful for live music because I saw Alex perform over the weekend, which I thought was pretty cool.
Two things. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge my previous error. I said 1600s for Black Death. Way off. That was 1300s. Yeah. Oops. Can't win them all. Also, on a serious note, I'm thankful for a lot of things. First of all, thankful for my friends. It's been a year of ups and downs so far for a majority of reasons, but, glad I got friends here, especially Griffin. Secondly, thankful for this class, for YouSpin, because this is a great way for us to, come out here, speak our minds, say things that we want to, tell some jokes, just have a good time.
Yeah, YouSpin is pretty cool. Also, you're wrong again. There was still plague in the 1600s. Things just happened for hundreds of years in the old days. Like, a quarter of London died in 1665.
Sitting right next to Nate, and I'm looking at his screen. He's on the Wikipedia article for the Black Death, and it says that it ended about the 1370s, I think. So
the plague lasted for a lot longer than the Black Death did. There was plague in America in the late 1800s or something. I forget, but. Yeah.
Influenza?
No, the plague, the bubonic plague.
According to the CDC, presently, human plague infections continue to occur in rural areas in the western United States, but significantly more cases occur in parts of Africa and Asia. It still exists. It's not a thing of the past, so we got to be scared. I'm not thankful for the plague, and I'm thankful for the modern antibiotics hey, this is the CDC's website, Sean. Come on. Show some respect. A third of the population isn't dying anymore. You know what? Hey, I'm thankful for modern antibiotics.
1 in 3 Europeans is alive.
Only 1 in 3, though.
The other 2 in 3 are also alive.
There's some dead people.
Yeah, but then they stop being Europeans. 1 in 3 alive Europeans is alive, and 2 in 3 alive Europeans are also alive.
I just want to get some information out of the way, guys. So the bubonic plague actually existed before the giant epidemic of the bubonic plague in Europe. It existed, and then when Europe kind of joined in on the Silk Road trade after the Mongol Empire became a thing, that's when the Europeans started to get the bubonic plague. It existed before that, and then after, a third of Europeans died, the people who were left over generally had a resistance to the bubonic plague, so it was less deadly to them, and it was definitely still around after the whole thing, but most people have developed a resistance to it at this point, and we also have modern medicine, so it's not as deadly. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
All this talk of small rodents reminded me of something I'm thankful for. There's this person in my neighborhood who takes their ferret on a walk every day, and it's the highlight of my day watching this person walk their ferret on a little harness. It's always when I'm driving home too, so I just see them in the same spot walking their ferret. And sometimes like a dog will pass by and get completely freaked out by the ferret. Like there's a bunch of Great Danes in my neighborhood too. And one time I saw the Great Dane meet the ferret and it was really cool. And I'm thankful for Great Danes and ferrets.
Speaking of small animals, there's many small animals I'm grateful for. My friend has adopted kittens, and they're very cool. Also, I have a gecko, and she's very small, and she's also very cool. So I'm grateful for her.
Something that I'm grateful for is steampowered.com, or just Steam, the video game purchasing service, because it allows me to purchase such indie gems as Omori and Piku Niku.
Another thing that I'm grateful for that I just remembered, because we were talking about video games, the IAE 2952, which is an in-game event in a video game called Star Citizen, which you either love it or hate it.
I'm thankful for ice baths. I took one today and it was very exhilarating. And, you know, my friend Aiden was setting it up and I was like, this is such a stupid, crazy thing. Why is he doing an ice bath right now? It's like 40 degrees. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, that was actually kind of fun. So if you've never taken an ice bath, it's kind of fun, but it's a little painful.
I hate being cold, so I will just continue to not have ever taken an ice bath.
I'm grateful for my students. I'm grateful for my parents and my brother, my cat. Her name is Nilifer. I'm grateful for music and video games and theater. And just like, I'm grateful for the rivers in Austin.
I'm grateful for the rivers in Austin when we have them.
I just want to say I'm grateful for Big Jake, the world's biggest horse. He's over 22 hands tall.
This has been Plague Spin. I've been Morgan, and that's it.